What's going on, guys? One Chains Gaming back here with another video. Today we are going to be going over my new lock I made. So this is going to be slightly different than the ones we've made here in the past. This is not a switch all build. This is strictly for playing on ball. The reason is as you guys know, the meta for guards this year is more so speed and agility rather than actual, ball handling. Things like that. We had the play sharps in the past that were pretty much all playmaking, all shooting. It is now more so leaned into the fact that they prefer to be quicker, helps them get back on breaks, things like that. So today we are going to be showing the quote-unquote speed demon stopper. Basically, is more or less what this is. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. We are, trying to upload things as consistently as possible in this game. Obviously, once we eventually get more into the news cycle and stuff like that, we'll have more of those type of videos. But yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it. So, this build is right-handed, doesn't matter jersey number. I went small forward. The reason I went small forward is because my team runs a lot of double guards, and it just honestly helps to have the position of small forward, so I know I'm playing the 3 at all times, right? You can still make it at point guard, you can make it at shooting guard. I would say one of the benefits to making it a point guard is you are able to do the defensive adjustments, so switching icons, putting it in zone, things like that. I just didn't do it because I didn't want icons getting switched during pro-am, so to keep everything consistent, I made it at a small forward. We are going to be 6'4". I know it's a little shorter than the last couple of builds I've shown you guys, but honestly, I think it makes the most sense here to have it this way because it compacts the quick guards, right? We haven't seen a lot of tall guards this year, mainly just because dribble moves don't work as well, things like that. So a lot of your guards are going to be anywhere from like 6'3", 6'4", to maybe even 6'2", 6 foot. So this just helps combat that. Now we are going to go 201. So the reason we're going 201 is for strength. It'll make sense here in a minute because we're going to max the wingspan. Obviously, as a lock, my preference has always been max your wingspan regardless, right? Hash player, lock, back end, max your wingspan, right? I typically am shooting with a lower 3-ball though. If you guys don't want the lower 3-ball, you can decrease the wingspan a little bit to give yourself more of like limitless, things like that. But so this is what we have here. And then we are going to we'll start with the defensive stuff first, right? Let's go ahead and start there. So for interior defense, I went all the way max at 76. I don't think it makes a huge difference depending on how high you go. I have been testing it out a little bit, got a couple of decent paint stops. It is normally not on footers, it's normally on the shorter builds though that you typically get those paint stops. You just kind of get decent wall-up animations is really what it's there for. Perimeter is going to be a 94, so the reason for this is I have 11 cap breakers, right? So my cap breakers, here, we'll just go ahead and do this here. So my cap breakers, 10 of them went to perimeter and steel. Obviously, depending on how many cap breakers you guys have, that will dictate what you do with the build. I also went 68 block. So the reason you go 68 block is you get high flying denier once the vertical's up, it'll show up. You do get some chase downs. I wouldn't say bank on a chase down, but it's good just to have in case situations, right? You're going to be fairly quick. You're going to be fairly agile, I guess would be the way to put it. So in order for that, you're still going to get chase downs, right? It's not going to be something, again, it's not something you can bank on every possession, let the guard go by and get a block, but it is a nice alternative to trying to bank on getting a steal every possession. The rebounding, we don't touch. The agility, we go up to 96, which is the max it goes. Basically, you're going to be as quick left to right as these guards are nowadays. Most guards are anywhere from 92 to 97, right? And then speed, where we went 92. So the reason I went 92 is I am about 56% into my Vet 2 bar, right? The goal is once I hit Vet 2, this becomes 97. So then I will have 97 speed, 96 agility, and 99 steal, 99 perimeter, right? In theory, that should get me a stop. Again, you guys will see clips on the TikTok and the YouTube Shorts. It works sometimes and it doesn't work sometimes. Strength, we are going to go 71. So the reason you go 71 strength is for immovable. Immovable, you need 71 strength in order to get it at all. This is my tier. So if you go here, out of the options for tier 2, there's not a whole lot I really prefer. So I went ahead and max plus 1 my immovable, so that gives me silver. it works well enough, right? If you guys are playing Park, you're still going to get hit with the strong handles animation. It's just something that happens. It's in the game. It is what it is. But as far as having silver immovable, I've noticed on a couple other locks this year, it actually works pretty well, right? You don't have to go legend. My first build was legend, right? Because in my mind, I was like, okay, I want best immovable possible. It works okay, but when guards are getting, there's been a lot of off-ball screening happening nowadays. There's a lot of double screens happening. There's just all that sort of stuff. You'd rather have the quickness rather than the immovable, right? And then the vertical, we went ahead and went 75. This will make more sense once we get to the finishing on the build. Now, for the playmaking, this is where a lot of people are going to have issues with the build, and I completely understand that. But I went 55 pass act. This ends up through various other things going to 77. So you're 55, 77, 77. With this build, my job is not to create offense, right? My job is to be for the most part, I'm going to be playing corner on offense, and then obviously I'm playing on ball on defense. 55 pass act, again, you're not throwing, a Magic Johnson pass, but you can make, as long as you understand that your pass isn't going to be necessarily like 99 pass act, it's not getting there in a millisecond, right? It's going to take a couple of seconds. If you can think ahead, see where the defense is rotating, throw it to the open man, it works pretty well. Open, you can still throw wide open lobs. You're obviously not throwing lobs into traffic because people get pulled out this year anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So all of this right here is more than enough. And then the ball handle to people ball, it's just where it happens when I put up the rest of the attributes, guys. There's no rhyme or reason to these. You can get some dribble moves and kind of move a little bit, but I mean, again, if you're playing a lock while you're trying to dribble the ball, you're not really going much of anywhere. Anyway, this is more for like fast breaks, just kind of a quick 2-on-1. You have a little bit of ball handle to be able to create something. Next, we're going to go three-pointer. As you guys know, my favorite rating in the world is a 73 ball. You shoot pretty consistently. Eventually, I'll kind of drop tutorials on how I do it, but essentially 73 ball, and then you go, so I went 88 here. This is where the other max plus one kicks in, right? So that puts it 89. The reason I went 88 to get 89 is because you get gold set shot specialist, which you can max plus one out of your tier 1 badges, right? Because there's not a lot there, because all your defensive badges are already going to be on legend, so there's no point max plus one in those. Shifty shooter's not really mattering all that much. You could maybe do Deadeye, but again, my job is to shoot an open shot that my point guard creates. It's not necessarily to create my own shot and shoot a lately contested. So then I end up with half set shot specialist. So you end up with half set shot specialist and all legend defensive badges. I think that's a win in my book, personally. This ends up going to 65 because it just doesn't really matter. And then now we're going to get into the finishing. So driving dunk, because I just had a lot of stats left over, I went ahead and went to 87 there. And then you get just kind of, again, it's not a whole lot. So this is pretty much the main template for the build, right? You guys could lower the driving dunk to like 73, even maybe 75. Kind of add that there. Again, there's not much value in it, so there wasn't really any point. And then the rest of my stats went into free throw. This is like the highest free throw I've had on a lock all year. Normally I have 65 or 70, but I went 80 just because there wasn't really anywhere else to put it. Even if you put it on like defensive rebound to try and get rebound chaser, you're one rebound short. I don't really want to waste a eventual, cap breaker on one for bronze defensive rebound. I just don't really see the point. So I went ahead and threw it on free throw. So this is what you end up getting. So again, to recap, I put a max plus one on mid-range. I put 5 on perimeter, 5 on steal, and then once I hit vet 2, 5 will go towards speed. If you guys are lacking cap breakers, say you only have 10, focus on the perimeter defense and the steal, and then you can maybe even bump this down to like 85 and then play around with that. You can also, again, drop this down and drop this down, and it'll allow you some more flexibility, maybe to get some pass act or something like that if you guys want to. If you only have 5 cap breakers, it makes it a little more difficult just because there's not a lot you can do with it. But ideally, I would probably go, even that you're not getting much bang for your buck, right? You might be able to drop the agility down a little bit and kind of play with it this way. But other than that, you're not getting much value for it. That's why I really think this build for me was designed with a minimum of 11 cap breakers and the goal of having 16 cap breakers to eventually get my speed done. But that is going to be the video. If you guys have any questions on, what you would do with cap breakers and stuff like that, let me know in the comments. Just let me know how many cap breakers you have, and I can kind of toy around with it and let you guys know what I think would be the best set. But yeah, other than that, I appreciate you guys checking out the video. I will catch you in the next one. Peace.